guys, what's going on, and welcome back to my channel to another Squad Busters video. With the last update, each squaddy got changed, and with that we got a complete new meta. In today's video, we're gonna rank all these squaddies from the lowest rank D to the best rank S. So if you are curious which squaddies are the best ones to use, definitely stay tuned and watch this video until the end. And with that said, thank you everybody for being here again, really appreciate it. Before we hop into the video, a little bit of a disclaimer. This is a tier list video, so it's obviously based on my own opinion, and you for sure can have a different one. Feel free to share it down below. Furthermore, I have the feeling that each single squaddie has a less big impact than in Squad Busters 1.0. It's more likely the passives which are making the squaddies really good. So let's get ahead and start straight with the first one, which is the Archer. The Archer is coming along with an increased squad attack range by 10% on the first star, and a self boost of 20% extra attack speed on 3 star. Do I now think she is good? Well, she is now a rare unit, and comparing her to the other rares, she is definitely one of the weaker ones, and that's why she's right now in the B tier, but also could be flipped down to C tier in the future. And yes, I know, her active ability is really good in causing tons of damage, but since you can use the active ability independent from the squaddie, I'm not considering that in this video. As next we're coming to the Bandit, which is coming around with a coin boost whenever you bust a big monster. On 1 star it's 2 coins, and on 3 star it is 3 coins. Well, do I consider her as a good unit? No. Comparing her also to the other rare ones, she is definitely one of the weakest ones in my opinion. And she might be quite a good fighter, but considering that there are so many good rare units, I'm not considering her good, so she is only D tier. As next we're coming to the Barbarian, which was super OP in Squad Busters 1.0, but what should I say? As a fighter, he is not really too good, while we still did use him, but he has not any crazy boost to your squad. He is just self-buffing there with the self-rage, and yeah, he is kinda mid to use. Considering he is still common, he is pretty alright to use, and for me right now a B tier. The Battle Healer is an epic healer unit which is buffing your HP by 1250 when joining your squad, and these HP are divided by all these squaddies you got in your team. On 3 star this one is getting even buffed to 1500, but you can see that then the single HP of a unit is not too big. Would we now pick her as a starter? Well, only the other squaddie is getting buffed. And otherwise we're gonna get her late, so all the HP are separated in between these squaddies, and that's why she is definitely a good unit, especially for that little extra HP, but not having a too crazy impact, and our squads are still melting even when she is in our squad. So right now also B tier. As next we're coming to the B, which is now an epic unit, and B is an absolute beast. She is summoning the bees around her, circling around up to 6 bees, and the maximum damage when you have those 6 bees circling around is per hit 183, in total 1100 if a single unit of the enemy gets hit by all of these 6 bees. And that thing is permanent, and that makes her for an absolute deadly unit right now, being S tier. Before hopping to the next squaddie, a friendly reminder, if you have enjoyed the video so far, then definitely don't forget to leave a like and subscribe completely for free to not miss any Squad Busters content in the future. If you want to support me more, don't forget to use code STORMY in Squad Busters. Well, as next we're coming to Bo, and he is one of the weakest units in there. Yes, he has some further damage versus monsters, but I can't see really any use case, because for PvP this one is not really usable. For me right now, D tier. As next we're coming to the Chicken, which is definitely kinda nice to use, since the Chicken gives you either 1, 2 or on 5 star 3 boots when opening a chest. And that is helpful if you're spamming the boots. But on the other side, the boots itself have not a great impact on the game, and the other speedsters giving you a much better edge in fights because you can move faster, while the Chicken just gives you some further boots. It's right now a B tier unit, not too good to use, could be also C tier, but I think B tier is kinda fair. Colonel Ruffs will fuse a unit when joining the team, and on 3 star it instant upgrades that additional unit to an additional level, which means from normal to straight mega, and that is really helpful in the early game battle, and that's why he is my starter, while there are some other ones which are even better in the overall function, but for helping to grow your squad to the max size pretty quick and to the megas, this is really helpful, and for me Ruffs is right now A tier. As next we are coming to Colt. He is still common and he deals high damage with his dual pistols and increases even the amount of bullets and the attack speed with his further development. That means he has no impact on your rest Squaddies, but the single damage of him, 400 damage per second, is that high that I'm using him pretty often, and he is doing a great job there, being a frontline. For sure, completely squishy, but causing tons of damage. And since I kinda like to play him even with other heroes than the Archer Queen, for me this is right now an A tier unit. Could be slightly B, but the damage for me is high enough that I consider him being A. As next we are coming to Dr.T, and yes, this guy still summons a crab whenever you open a chest. And on 3-star, the crab becomes even more powerful, gets 20% extra health and 20% more damage. And you may consider this one is a trash unit. Well, I can tell you that when Mortis is coming around, this will be maybe a Squaddie in the squad which I will use, since it is a really great addition to that special hero abilities. Right now that crab is running around with you, so it is not too bad to use, and I would consider him right now B, since I haven't played him that lot. Coming as next to Dynamike. He is still using those Dynamike sticks, where you get a bigger range on the 3-star, and on 5-star they get even more powerful with 30% extra damage. Well, he is a great aerial damage dealer, which is shredding, no doubt in that. But right now I have a slight feeling, maybe it's my personal playstyle, that single target damage, especially towards the hero, is having a bigger impact. But nevertheless, Dynamike is really good to use, and in my opinion B tier. Coming as next to Primo, and that guy is self-healing whenever you use a power, and that is actually pretty nice because we are mainly running those builds with spamming the powers, and the self-heal even increased to 30% when being 3-star. That makes him to a really good frontline tanky unit with not too crazy damage output. Well, what should I say? The Primo is not too great to use, but for me, pretty even with the Barbarian. As next we are coming to Elite 1, which is definitely not a bad unit. It's a collaboration unit, and with that having some super solid base stats. She's coming around with some good passives, but not the greatest ones. And also Elite 1 being an epic unit, I would rate her right now a little bit lower in the C tier. As next we are coming to Frank, which is surprisingly good, as he speeds up the squad stun recovery by 35% and on 3-star even by 50%. That means enemy stuns on your squad are taking less long. So in my opinion that would have been a good counter versus the old miner, but right now the miner is kinda whack, and still I'm using Frank super often, and it helps me to get those mega comeback plays, as he is really helping you to decrease the time you're stunned. And since a lot of guys are using stunning abilities, this is right now a pretty good unit, and for me solid A tier. Coming along with the Goblin, which gets upgraded 12 coins when getting out of a chest, and the coins are in my opinion too low to have a big impact here. So this one is right now one of the most useless units in my opinion. Yes, in some builds it could work great with the Royal King, but guys, the coins are not too big to really help your squad. I'm definitely taking there some other common units instead of the Goblin. And the next one can be still a replacement for the Goblin. It's Crack, and Crack is pretty nice as you can still chop trees for extra loot, and you get even hearts from that at 3-star ability, and on 5-star the tree drop 50% more extra loot, which is definitely helpful. And I saw a lot of guys running Crack in the Royal King scenario. Also with the other heroes he is pretty good to use, as the 3rd common unit is still exchangeable. We got Trader, we will see it later on, together with Poco, which are insanely good, and Crack is a solid 3rd pick. So for me right now, this is an A tier unit. As next we're coming to Heavy, and as I just told you, the 3rd common pick of mine is kinda exchangeable, and I'm pretty often running around with Heavy. His damage is really high, and he gives you further HP up to 600 for your hotshot unit. So depending on the amount of hotshot units you have in your squad, he is a little bit better to use than if you have not a single further hotshot out there. But Heavy overall, for me, is doing a good job being there in the A tier. For sure not as good as a Colt or a Ruffs, so maybe up towards down the B tier, but still, considering he's common, really good to use. Coming to the Hog Rider, which is a rare unit which is kinda good to use, as he is giving you 55% speed boost when moving through grass. On the 3rd star, he gets even an ability that it lasts 40% longer, and on 5 star, it increases the speed boost to 70%, which is definitely remarkable in game and is boosting your squad speed a lot. For me, it's not S tier, as there are some other rares which are really good to use, but definitely a solid A tier unit. Coming as next to the Ice Wizard, and yes, that guy is still causing aerial damage, that guy is still slowing down the opponent with hitting a single shot. But well, I have the feeling that the Ice Wizard lost his magic from Squadbusters 1.0, and I'm almost never running him, and I can't really see the big use case of him as there is no passive of him, which would help the squad, so right now, unfortunately, only C tier. As next we're coming to Jessie, and that's a pretty even story. She is even epic and can summon the turret after opening a chest. The turret is stationary, so not really helpful, and yes, she is getting the bounce shot, but I don't know. Jessie, one of the big losers for me after the recent update, and might be even worse than the Ice Wizard, but I put her also in the C tier. I have some hope that we maybe see some use cases for her. Coming to one of the best squaddies in game right now. It's lean, epic unit, speed boost the squad 30% after using any ability, and damage boost the squad by 20% after using any power. So whenever you use a power, you're getting faster and cause more damage. And that leads that this one is one of the best units in my opinion, as it is quite similar to the Rage in the past, as it is full boosting your damage and really helpful for clearly S tier for me right now. Coming as next to Mavis, and some guys are still using her as she is giving you some extra loot from the carrots you can pick in game. But on 3 star the loot increases, but the hearts are missing, so she can't heal you. And yeah, some guys are still using her, so I would consider her being C tier, but for me, not a good unit right now. And next we're coming to Max, another epic unit, Speedster. And Max is giving you a 35% speed boost while being charged. On 3 star, this one can be even extended by busting foes, and on 5 star it lasts even longer. And is she as good as the lean? Well, I don't think so, but Max is still insanely good, being right now A tier, because lean is giving you that slight better edge with that further damage. Coming to Medic. Medic is healing you slowly over time. On 3 star, the heal and the frequency gets higher, as well as on 5 star. That brings him to a heal of 80 HP per second. For me, there are better rares to use, but I can still see that some guys are running him, so for me a B tier. Coming to the Miner, one of the bigger losers, finds coins while burrowing with Turbo, and he heals when burrowing. So yeah, he's healing, but the magic of Miner is gone in my opinion, and I'm not really using him. Right now, only C tier. Coming as next to Nita. Nita is still summoning the beer, and the beer gets even better with his 3 star ability. Right now, without Mortis, not too good to use, so that's why Nita only being C tier here. But with Mortis, it can be some nice build. We're gonna find it out soon. Coming to Optimus Prime. Another collaboration character, starting as a fusion, being able to attack when taking damage and healing your squad when taking damage as well. In my opinion, he is alright to use, and the epic ones, considering we're gonna start with epics and some other epics anyway, he is right now pretty good to use and in B tier. But overall, the heal is not too good to make fully a god squad with him. Coming as next to Pam, which is now an epic unit. She is summoning the healing station, healing you for 380 HP per second. And on 3 star, if that healing station is getting destroyed, it's a heal surge, kind of like a heal blast, doing area heal for about 950 HP, which is definitely not too bad. And I consider her being a really good epic unit right now in the A tier, since if we start with 2 epics, she's the better pick for me sometimes than the Optimus. So I think A, maybe B tier is kinda correct there. Coming to the penny, and the penny still gives you the treasure map, and the treasure map can contain some hearts, but right now on 4 star, no additional keys. So right now, I don't really see the use case of her. Yes, there are some coins and some gems inside, but come on, there are so many better rare ones there. Only C tier. Coming as next to Poco, which is healing your squad whenever you bust a foe. Also, enemy heroes and squaddies count towards that, so he is really good when you're actively fighting, and heals you even for 7%, and on 3 star it gets upgraded to 10%. Yes, he is not having his active ability every few hits getting that heal blast, but still this passive heal when busting units is insanely good in my opinion. Not S tier, could be S tier actually, since I'm picking him every time in every scenario with every hero, but for me he is an A tier unit since heal right now is a little bit too low in general. Coming as next to Shelly. Shelly is still a common unit and she can heal herself when being low HP. Furthermore, she can cause a little bit more damage on 3-star and on 5-star. Busting a foe instantly recharges band 8. Actually, that is pretty alright to use, but not too crazy. But in the scenario with the Archer Queen, she's still a very good pick. So I would guess her right now being a B tier. Coming as next to the tank, and the tank is celebrating the biggest comeback since a long time. Right now we don't have really the splash damage meta as we are focusing all the enemy heroes, and with that the tank is there perfect because the high damage is incredibly good, and for me tank right now is a really good unit and maybe one of the best single use units from the damage side. Yep, the passive is not too crazy, but tank is coming around with a second life as the tank is getting into the tank, and after a few moments after getting the tank destroyed, she is getting back into another tank. And right now with that damage focusing on the hero, she is for me back at S tier. And if you didn't try out here, definitely give her a try and dive deep into the enemies and try to focus the hero. You will see some huge plays with her. Coming as next to the trader, which is supplying you with a mega potion after collecting 30 coins. And on 3-star this get even decreased to 25 coins. And that mega potion is absolutely broken. Yes, the additional damage is not there, but the additional attack speed and movement speed are making the trader an S tier unit right now. And the trader is working in every scenario, and in some scenarios it's even crazier as in the Royal King build with the additional coin supply. So trader right now a must common pick. And as next we are coming to the witch. Yes, she is summoning the skeletons, but in my opinion they are still not too good, even getting some extra HP there. And attack speed boost there on 5-star, but I don't really see the use case of the witch. Maybe I just have played her too less often, but come on please, it's an epic unit. Epic units deserve to be better. Right now only D tier, kinda never picking her. Last unit for today is the wizard, which is in my opinion the best rare unit out there right now, as he is reducing the cooldown of a hero power on 1-star by 15%. And on 3-star, yep, these Squaddie powers can be used 50% faster, and that means we can spam those powerful active abilities even more often. It sounds not too crazy, but in the direct 1v1 battles it makes an impact if you have a wizard or not, because you can use the fireball faster than your opponent if he is not using the wizard. And for me this is right now an absolutely must pick and one of my favorite units in the game. So that's the last S tier unit for today, and that brings us to the end of this tier list. What are your thoughts to all those units which you can see here right next of me? Do you agree? Do you not agree? Please write down below in the comments. And guys, it's the start of the Squadbusters 2.0. We will definitely see a lot of changes to this tier list in the future. So thank you guys for watching and happy busting.